Music, okay, let's talk about music. My mother always had classical music on the radio, so I was always listening to classical music, and at an early age I started playing the violin, and I saw DJing as something I could do on my own, and that's kind of why I fell in love with it, like recording, and you could just do take after take and just layer and layer, and I still play the viola and still play the trumpet and the bass and stuff. It's fun. When I first started DJing, I fell in love with drum and bass, actually. So punk rock to like soul and funk, and then drum and bass, and I did like more and more drum and bass. And then I started working, I became a buyer at a record shop in Chicago called Renault Records, great record shop. It still exists. I tell everyone they should go. And that's kind of where, I always liked house music. And then I kind of started picking up more in the classic section there and learning from people that were there. And what happens is, you know, you learn where the samples come from, and I was like, oh shit, this is better than the house version. Oh no, I mean, disco's timeless. Disco's never gonna go away, you know. And I don't mind the association that I'm with disco. I think it's constantly changing. You saw it throughout house music, throughout the 80s, 90s. Now it's like we're still. I was joking about it earlier. It's kind of an adult sound. I think it's something that everyone needs more of too. But the best part about it is you really. I mean, it's feel-good music. All of those string stabs I was coming up with when I was younger, finally have a place for them. Okay, here's a new one. I'll pick out a new one and then I'll pick out an old one. This is a new one that I got in Chicago actually, on Moving Records. It's Phase 2 and it's called Reachin'. And what I like about this record, and this is very telling of the era too, it's borderline disco, but it's right when house was kind of hot in Chicago. And I mean, it's the most positive record I've ever heard in my life.
There may come times in your life when things don't seem to go so right. Don't worry, the sun is gonna shine one day. Brilliant.
This one's ripped to shreds. Oh, here's a good one. Here's an oldie that never leaves my bag.
I have it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Brilliant. Boytronic. And Boytronic is also a borderline group because it's kind of proto-house and some of the best arrangements ever. And this tune in particular, it's so funny that Brilliant was a B-side, but I think within our music world and our scene, it's kind of like a staple. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, this is great. So this guy is from Paris. This is a perfect example of analog love. I mean, he's a perfect example of someone that's like passionate about house music and making it new again. The idea about Party Breaks is more just like stuff I would play or edits that I made, so it was more like when I would play it out, people were just like, what the hell is this? Like, I've never heard of this. And then finally the vocals come in at like the 4 or 5 minute mark, and it's kind of like, whoa.
She is love and sweetness too.
it's utmost respect to masters at work.